about week 2 after the funeral, Nic? What do people need to do?
Well, Kelly, I'm an acronym man.
Yeah.
And I think that what you have to do in week 2 is you contact the feds. That's FEDS. That stands for financial planner, the estate planner, gather your important documents, and contact Social Security. So the main things that you're looking for in a conversation with your financial planner, you just want to get an appraisal of the investments for date of death value. For some people, that's going to have a greater impact than others. You want to look to see if there is a step up in basis, which is really important. And just a really brief example, let's say dad bought $10,000 worth of XYZ. It's now worth $100,000. If it was a solo account in his name, that your new basis is no longer the $10,000 that he purchased it for. It's now $100,000. And if you sold the investments now, there would be no tax obligation. So under current law, we still have this step up in basis. At some point, it might go away. If it's a jointly held account, it gets a half step in basis. So it's important to update things as you go. So if this is a jointly held account between mom and dad, don't wait to update the basis after both mom and dad have passed away. Take that first intermediary step as you go. The next thing in your conversation with the financial planner is you want to make sure that you are updating titling. If it's a joint account, it needs to be an individual account at that time. If it is an IRA in the deceased name, you need to get that updated. And then you just want to review life insurance and determine the next steps as far as filling out the claim paperwork and kind of understanding what that process is going to look like. Is the insurance company just going to send you a check for the amount of the death benefit, or are you going to get a nice little book that has checks in it and you're going to get some nominal amount of interest and you can have it as kind of a checking account? You just want to understand what that process is. Okay. It's important to talk with an estate planning attorney. It doesn't have to be the person who executed the documents of the deceased. It's okay to start with that person. I think it's always a good reminder that that was the attorney for the person who is deceased. It is not your attorney. So you just want to make sure that you understand the terms of the will or the trust. And if you are the executor, you want to fully understand what your role is in the process. And that estate planning attorney should be able to help you determine, what the probate process looks like in that state. So where our family member passed away in Illinois, because of how her assets were titled, she did not even have to file the will in probate court. So that was nice.
Oh, what a relief. Yeah, that's a huge time saver and money.
Yeah. So she had sold her house a couple of years ago. She'd sold her car a couple of years ago. She lived in a little apartment, it wasn't long-term care, but it was like really close to it. So that was good. And all of her bank accounts were jointly held or had transfer on death designation. You want to make sure that you have all of your important documents gathered. We kind of alluded to them, but make sure you have all of the documents. Make sure you understand what's in those documents. Get legal counsel if needed to understand them. While friends and family might really love you and care about you, unless they are an attorney, it's probably not best to rely solely upon that advice.
Right.
And then get some people in trouble. Seek a professional. This is one of those times when it really matters to seek a professional.
Right.
And then, contact Social Security. Our family member was a teacher in Illinois. Illinois teachers do not pay into Social Security. So we didn't actually have to contact Social Security Administration in this case. But for many people in most states, you will want to contact Social Security. There are additional benefits there, whether it's for widowers, minor children in some cases. And then, for many, there is the potential lump sum benefit of $255 that you could apply towards the funeral expense. Or at this point, maybe you apply it towards the online ad.
There you go. Great tips, Nic.